Imagine living in a time when food could spoil within just a few days, when long journeys meant constant worry about what you would eat tomorrow. Before refrigerators and modern preservation methods, keeping food fresh for long periods was one of humanity's biggest challenges. This problem became even more serious during wars and long sea voyages, when soldiers and sailors needed food that could last for months without going bad. The story of canned food begins in the early 19th century. In 1795, the French government announced a reward for anyone who could invent a reliable method to preserve food for the army. At that time, France was involved in many wars, and feeding soldiers was a huge challenge. A French confectioner named Nicolas Appert spent years experimenting with different techniques. Eventually, he discovered that if food was placed inside a sealed container and heated, it could stay fresh for a very long time. Appert's idea was simple but revolutionary. He placed food inside glass jars, sealed them tightly, and then heated them in boiling water. The heat killed the microorganisms that cause food to spoil, and the sealed container prevented new bacteria from entering. Because of this discovery, food could now be stored for months or even years. In 1809, Appert officially presented his method, and the French government rewarded him for his invention. Soon after, another important development took place in England. In 1810, a British merchant named Peter Durand patented a similar preservation method, but instead of glass jars, he used metal containers made from tin-plated steel. These containers were stronger and easier to transport than glass jars. This was the birth of what we now know as canned food. However, early canned food had its own problems. The cans were very thick and difficult to open. In fact, before the invention of the can opener, people often used knives, chisels, or even hammers to break open the cans. The first can opener was not invented until 1858, almost 50 years after canned food was introduced. During the 19th century, canned food became extremely important for soldiers and sailors. Armies could now carry preserved meat, vegetables, and soups on long campaigns. Sailors traveling across oceans could store food for months without worrying about spoilage. This innovation greatly improved survival during long journeys. By the late 1800s, canned food started becoming popular among ordinary people as well. Factories began producing canned fruits, vegetables, beans, and fish. As industrial technology improved, cans became thinner, cheaper, and easier to open. Canned food quickly became a convenient solution for families who wanted food that could last longer without refrigeration. The 20th century saw massive growth in the canned food industry. During World War I and World War II, canned food again played a crucial role in feeding millions of soldiers. After the wars, canned food became a common item in households around the world. Supermarkets filled their shelves with canned soups, vegetables, meats, and ready-to-eat meals. Another reason canned food became so popular was convenience. Busy families could quickly prepare meals using canned ingredients. Canned beans, tomatoes, tuna, and corn became everyday kitchen staples in many countries. Food companies also improved safety standards, making canned food reliable and long-lasting. Today, canned food remains an important part of the global food system. Modern canning technology uses precise temperatures, pressure systems, and strict quality control to ensure safety and freshness. Many canned foods can last for years without refrigeration while still maintaining their taste and nutrition. The history of canned food is more than just a story about packaging. It is a story about innovation, survival, and the human desire to solve everyday problems. From feeding soldiers during war to helping families store food at home, canned food has quietly shaped the way the world eats for more than 200 years.